Located where Beaumont meets Banning, just off 6th Street near Highland Springs Avenue. Applebee's started with the same philosophy they follow today. Focus on serving good food to good people in a neighborhood-style setting. Applebee's also offers car when you order online. Applebee's in Beaumont, serving the Pass area. So fresh, so fast, make it Applebee's tonight.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Aaron Michael Sanchez. We've got some great stuff going on. Also, had a discussion just a few days ago about something coming up really cool. It's called La Femme. It's I think it's like maybe the 15th, 14th, 15th year of it. We've been actually doing it for the last, I want to say 6 or 7 years, maybe even longer, when live stream was kind of a thing wirelessly. I remember when 4G was just coming out, and I said, I think we can do this, and we did it live and on location for the film festival. And now skip forward, and now with COVID and all, they have like morphed into more virtual. So they're actually using a really good service that we're going to be talking about, Eventive, which is really cool. It's really neat. You can actually watch the film festival from anywhere around the world, especially if you have a TV set. You just get your tickets there. It's a La Femme Film Festival, and you can check out all the great films for a one price. And then sometimes they have we're actually going to be doing interviews with a lot of people that actually are, which we've actually posted a few times on our site, and you may have seen it, and it's about the filmmakers and the films that they make. So if you ever think, hey, it'd be cool to actually watch, I would say tune in for more. We'll give you some more info on that. Maybe we'll even have her on to talk about it, because it's a real great thing for let's put it this way. We never had a time where we depended so much on stream or fast internet. I think, Jesse, you were talking about, sometimes kids are kind of spoiled nowadays. You remember getting on in the internet, you had to go to the library. Remember that?
Yes. To use the internet, I had to go to the library, and if I wanted codes or something, I either had to write it down or print out a piece of paper for 10 cents.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I would invade. I would invade people's mailboxes and take their AOL discs from their thing.
I remember that, the 2-week trial thing, right?
I would hoard those discs like it was no tomorrow.
And then you would cancel it and start over again?
Yep. That's the way back in the days, especially if you were young and a kid and didn't have, a steady supply of or money. It is, right?
Yeah, I can always tell someone who's been around for a while with the internet, because they never changed their AOL. You know what I mean? I'm like, who uses AOL? They're like, email me. I'm like, man, you are an old schooler. So yeah, I remember Prodigy back in the day kind of competing with AOL. AOL kind of beat them, and then they kind of I think got bought, and then Hotmail was the thing. Remember that? Yahoo Mail. They got hacked again and again. I think I still have an account with them. I sometimes log in, try to get because I can never remember my password. And then sometimes it's I had someone message me the other day that I think they had their phone somehow disconnected or something, or it got hacked. I don't know what the situation was. And so they tried to get into their account, but because they didn't have their phone, you know how they have verification through your phone? Well, if you lose your phone number, there goes your verification way to find out, you know what I mean? I guess you could call the number and be like, hey guys, I need help because this is the number I used to have, and I just need to change. I guess that's a workaround. You know what I mean? If you lose your number, it goes somewhere, call the person, say, I know I seem weird, but if you get calls for me, this is my new number, just so you know, right? Because I get calls from a Vardish or something, but I've had my number for years. So somebody used the number, or they inverted a number. Because I get calls all the time. They're like, oh, sorry, I always find the ones that are weird when they're like, I didn't call you. I'm like, all right, but you did. I have it on my caller ID. You ever get those or no? I get those all the time.
You know what? When I took over this phone number, and a year or 2 years ago, I actually used to get text messages from the previous people that own the number because their phone number was set to like their email or this other stuff.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yeah, yeah, I'll help you out. I completely understand what they're going through. So I had them confirm the name first before before I started any of this.
Yeah, that
I'm
makes
like,
sense. That makes
I'm like,
sense.
what was the owner of the previous phone number? And then once they told me, I was like, yep, yep, I will help you. Start sending the codes through the email or the phone number, and I
Oh.
will tell you.
So that does work. Okay, so there's a workaround. I didn't even think about that till now. I'm like, I should have told. I still might mention it because yeah, they were hacked all over the place. I think it was a hater, to be honest. So I think we need to go and defend this person. I'll tell you after that way you and I can look out because we need to protect this person. Anyway, there are stalkers out there, man. If you're stalked, we should have like a service to go to, like you know how there's like Bully Central, like if you're bullied, there's like a biker gang that actually team up and like go with you if you've been bullied, especially if you've been molested. They go with you to court. We talked about them. We should have something like that for like guys that stalk women. You know what I mean?
Okay, okay. So like a little bodyguard if the woman feels uncomfortable and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm totally down with that because let's be real, a lot of men are really, really creepy.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we need to do that because that's happening. And sometimes they hate on like success. You know what I mean? The person is like having success, and then they go ahead and like you know what I mean? They do some weird stuff. They hack your account. They throw your number out there. And they're just weird. I've had a lot of like friends tell me, "Oh, my ex is stalking me, this or that and that. Do you have a restraining order?" Yeah, but he's still doing this or that. I go, what kind of weird person is this? I almost want like stalkers. You know how they have like when okay, you could check in your area if there is like a predator, right, that has a record. They should have that for stalkers. I think women would be like, forget that guy, right?
Oh my God, I did that one time where, you can look at all the sex offenders around you. I turned that off. It looked like a giant Christmas tree. I was like, oh my God, you guys are all gross. I have no words for that.
I think it's important when you move in an area, right? If you're like buying a home or you're figuring out for your kid, I would be like, okay, let me research what I have around me just in case, right? Especially for the kid. For me, I don't care. They're not gonna like do anything with me. But if I had a kid I had to take care of, or had a new one, a new young one, it would be a situation. Anyway, all right, let's change the subject. What's going on in the world, Jess?
Oh, okay. You know who Tom Hardy is, right? The
Yeah,
actor.
of course,
Oh
Venom.
my God. Okay, yes, exactly. So, he just got a little more awesome in my books. Apparently, he entered a martial arts tournament, a jiu-jitsu tournament, precisely Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes, he channeled his MMA skills and entered the tournament. Can you guess what place he won?
Ooh, he's tough, man. Did you ever see him in? I think it was with Nick Nolte. Good movie, by the way. And he and his brother um, are fighters, and it would kind of came out around another time. So I don't want to call it the other one. There it is. It's called Warrior. Did you ever see that? Good movie, by the
Yeah,
way.
I did see that. Excellent movie.
Yeah,
Excellent.
in that you could tell like he could throw down, right? He just has the body and the build of that, right? So I would say he placed somewhere in the top. I'll go with the top, definitely top 10.
Apparently he won the gold. Apparently he won number one.
Number one. I thought maybe three, four, or five. I was gonna say, but he
Uh,
won number one. Yeah, he's brutal, man. He. All right. So wait. So hold up. Who did he beat?
that's a good question. I would really love to see him fight. Oh, I just took home gold. I'm assuming gold is first place.
Yeah, sounds like it. Huh.
But just the fact that, oh my God, I see a picture of his eye, it looks swollen. But just the fact that, you know what, he's willing to enter these tournaments is pretty impressive in my books, I have to say.
Well, he's not just talk, right? I mean, he really is the real thing. And if you want to watch a good movie, I highly recommend Warrior. Okay, it just it shows his acting ability. Um, it's just one of those that I think I enjoyed it like a few times. I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. So I figured from that he knew how to fight. I mean, you think, okay, they have body doubles, blah blah blah, right? You don't think much of anything else, right? And then you see this, and I almost say, you know what, good job. He, well, in this type of what type of martial arts is it, by the way? Because this is more very like, this isn't like all MMA, meaning it's a little bit more. Oh, there it is.
It's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Jiu-Jitsu. Okay, that makes sense. That's a lot of like on the floor mat stuff. Wow, he's my age, huh? What?
Do not get him mad. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, no.
Already says something. Just be like, okay.
It's hard to do this type of because it's a lot of like, it hurts your ligaments, it hurts your body, it hurts everything, right? But the fact that he won, and this happened Saturday, right? They say made a surprise appearance in the competition, right? They didn't really know. He's sporting a beard, so he doesn't really look, you know, like, I don't know if I would say, oh, that's Tom Hardy, right? But
right, that's what I said. I was like, when I saw the picture, I was like, that's not Tom Hardy, and then I looked closer, I was like, oh, it is Tom Hardy.
yeah, I'm actually like, okay, good, and I'm wondering like where he trains, and then I'm wondering who trained him, and again, to take home gold, like that's interesting. It looks like it's not the only time. In August, he won the REORG Open Jiu-Jitsu Championship in Wolverhampton, a tournament aimed at raising funds for military personnel, veterans, and emergency service workers. He's a trustee for REORG, a charity teaching jiu-jitsu to those with serious injuries or who are suffering from PTSD and depression. His opponent, you wouldn't want to be his opponent, I guarantee. And remember, Jess, this is the guy who was like the one against Batman. Remember? He played Bane. Remember that?
Oh, he did play Bane. You know what? I'm most impressive about this? He has a hobby, he has a passion for it, and he's doing it. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, his opponent of the last one, I believe, said he's a really nice guy. He says, I was shell-shocked. He said, he probably thought, oh, it's an actor, so what? What do they know, right? He said, Hardy said, just forget it's me and do what you would normally do. Oh, man. He said the actor is a really strong guy. You wouldn't think it with him being a celebrity. See, they don't expect it. They don't expect it, which is good for Hardy, because I think when this news gets out, he's going to get more stuff. He said, referring to Hardy's character in The Dark Knight Rises, he said, I've done about 6 tournaments. I've been on the podium in every one, but he's probably the toughest competitor I've had. He certainly lived up to his Bane character, that's for sure. So, yeah, whoever he beat, I almost guarantee I'd be like, did you know he's that guy? He's Venom. And he'd be like, was it Venom or was it him? Who was the strong one, right? So good job, Tom. Great job. And you know what? Great job for the mind, too. All right, people, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Dang.
Take KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions is now Beaumont Pharmacy with a new location at the Sundance Corporate Center. That's at the corner of Highland Springs and 8th in Suite 110. Of course, they still have Pack-Your-Meds. No more counting out the pills, dropping them on the floor. Oh, what a mess. And they have a full selection of pharmaceutical CBD, wheelchairs, over-the-counter meds, You name it, they've got it. So if you're looking for the best and you want the best pharmacy, you go to Beaumont Pharmacy at their new location, 835 North Highland Springs, Beaumont Avenue in Beaumont, California, Suite 110. Give them a call, 951-845-8252.
Standard time is here. That means shorter days and cooler nights that make you want to stay inside. Don't get caught in the cold. Franklin Mechanical Systems can do a preventative maintenance check on your heating unit to get it working right. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems, for all your residential and commercial heating and air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000, and stay warm today. New teen driver in the family? Just bought your first home? Have a new bundle of joy? Every life change matters, and by reviewing your insurance policy with Little & Sons Insurance Services, you could be benefiting with big savings. Little & Sons Insurance Services, a family-owned insurance agency who values the old-fashioned way of doing business. They work for you, not an insurance company, meaning your best interests are at heart. They can custom tailor your policy based on specific needs at a price you can afford. Home, auto, or business, you're covered. Call 1-844-9-LITTLE. That's 1-844-9-LITTLE, or go online to little, the letter N, sons.com. That's littlensons.com.
The Fat Greek in Yucaipa, where you can get authentic, delicious, true Greek food. Authentic gyros, Greek salads, pitas, falafel, hamburgers, burritos, and oh yes, baklava. The Fat Greek has a large selection of wines, ice-cold domestic, and imported Greek beers. Come on down to the Fat Greek located on Yucaipa Boulevard in the city of Yucaipa. Open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. The Fat Greek has delivery, drive-through, sit-down, and a catering service. So bring in the family or give Nicholas and Christopher a call at 909-797-6018. Eat Greek, live long. Remember, if you want authentic Greek food, it's the Fat Greek in Yucaipa.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Jess, I know you got other stuff going on. What's in the world?
Oh, I want to make fun of this story, but I don't know if I can.
Okay.
Okay, so apparently Tesla is recalling nearly 1.1 million vehicles in the U.S. because the windows can pinch a person's fingers when being rolled up.
Ooh.
Why are you sticking your fingers in the window?
Ooh, that's no fun, Jess. That's no fun.
Why are you sticking your finger in the window while it's rolling?
Yeah, but okay, imagine you have like a woman next to you, right? And she's just like chilling in your Tesla, right? You're going by the beach. Your hand kind of slips on the button. It goes up. She doesn't realize it because she's like, I love you. You're the best man ever, Jess. And I just love your vehicle. And, ah! It doesn't know because it's real quiet. It doesn't stop because maybe your elbow like hit, or maybe your hand hit the button. You know what I mean? It might be one of those automatic things. I've seen that happen. Thankfully, it never happened to me. I think people are going to appreciate roll-up windows now at this point, Jess.
Oh, my God. Oh, God. Yeah. Okay. So many funny things. No, I mean, yeah, it's a safety issue, obviously. But, you know, if my arm is hanging out the window and it's slowly going up, I think that's time to recall it.
Yeah, but sometimes they put their hand outside, you know, or like you know what I mean? Like their elbow's in, but their hand is like touching the roof of the car. Does that make sense? That sometimes happens. I've seen that happen. So I don't know. I don't know the situation. I would hate to be the ones that actually got their fingers pinched in the first place, right? Because I guarantee they report it, they sue now that it's being recalled, and better to get it taken care of because obviously there's a problem there. Again, I'm not big on electric vehicles yet. I think there's a lot of problems happening, and once they get it all figured out, maybe in maybe good 8 years, I'll probably be okay because I don't think their numbers are on. I think their numbers are off because I've had cars where we test, and I've talked about it on the show, where they pull either to the right or the left, especially in what is called assisted driving, which is where it's supposed to keep you in the lane. It's never supposed to pull you to the right or to the left when it sees something. So the sensors are off. Something in, like, you know how sometimes computer systems are off, like a website is off, or like I've caught a lot of things. I go, why is that like working backwards, or why does that not work anymore? Because programmers sometimes program the wrong thing when they type it, right? So I think you're looking like, are you all right there, Jess? Did you know
Hey,
that?
I'm trying to process because I'm poor, so I don't have cars that drive themselves. I
Hmm.
wasn't even. So it actually pulls itself to the left or to the right.
It
Oh my
does.
god!
It does, yeah. And if even when you have your hands on the vehicle, like you're going like 50 or 60, it happened once or twice with me, and I was like, that could have been a vehicle to the right of me, and they were like cars parked. Does that make sense? You know when you're going like down the street, right, and you have that. But I'm like, there are so many people that don't stay in the lane, and it's lane assist. So I turned off the lane assist on several vehicles after that because I'm like, I don't trust it. And I reported it. It was Volkswagen, by the way. And I was like, your sensors are off. I don't know who you got to tell, but Volkswagen needs to take care of that. So if your car has that little, and it's a vehicle within like the last few years, okay? If you have that little thing where it has like little lines and then your vehicle in the middle and that's turned on, that's supposed to keep you in the lane. And sometimes it alerts you if you go to the right or to the left, right? Because it's like, hey, are you asleep? Are you like, like, are you falling asleep? Because you're supposed to be in your lane, right? Which is why I don't like it all the time anyway. But it's good when it works. When it works, it keeps you right in the middle, like of the highway. Like if you're driving on the highway, it'll keep you in the middle as much as possible, right? It veers to the middle of the lanes rather than jutting to the right or to the left. But when you're on a street, it's a little broad on that, and that's where it happens. So, and I think it happened one time on the freeway, yeah. So I was like, I do not trust those little like assist modes, which are already on. So you got to figure out how to turn them off. That's what I would do. And then when you hear the news and they go, oh, recall, or we got to switch that out with a new operating system because all these systems operate on some type of like, number system. That's why the vehicle that you have is probably more reliable because it doesn't have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely understand. Like, I like the idea of an electric car, but the fact that our governor is making us, reduce our electricity use, I'd be like, how am I supposed to charge it?
Well, and wait, is he reducing or I think he's
Like,
reducing the.
do you remember when we had those the power outages because of the heat and stuff like that? So we have summer every year, and every year we always have, oh, conserve your energy. If you have every car an electric car, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm glad you're thinking that. I literally said that the other day to someone, and I said we do not have enough power. We talked about solar, right? And I said, look, we have flex alerts here, right? When people turn on their AC, especially when it's hot, we don't have enough power to go around. So they do rolling blackouts in order to conserve energy. The only way to have enough energy is honestly every single home to have solar. It's been a thing. The grid is too small for what they want when it comes to electric vehicle. That's why I said the fact that they're making it mandatory, which I know Newsom in California made it mandatory for like by the year I think 2035 all vehicles to be all electric. I think it's the dumbest thing since sliced bread unless you're generating more electricity using a bunch of land using solar, right? Because all the other forms are kind of like, let's put it this way: we have earthquakes. I think fracking is going to be in the news in the next few years. What does it do to the soil underneath, right? When they mine for certain things using water pressure, I think there's going to be a lot of information coming, like in the. Let's put it this way: energy is a huge business, right? But like you said, if there's a drain on it with a bunch of vehicles that need electricity because we all got to go, everywhere, there's going to be a problem. Now, I've talked about hydro being a thing, and some people don't understand that. They think it's like hydrogen, like a hydrogen bomb. It's not. It's hydro like water. It's water based. So that would be good if we had more places that could fuel up your vehicle with, water,
So,
basically.
so if you had a choice of an electric car right now, which one would you choose? I already have which one I would choose, but let me hear you.
Okay, I've been in Teslas. I love Teslas. All right, I do love them. I like the ones that have the wings go up because it reminds me of like Back to the Future, right? Like so I'm not gonna lie. I like the design of Tesla, but when it comes to the and I love like you could play PlayStation in it, right? Like there's some cool features that Tesla has. I'm never gonna speak 100% bad about Tesla, but I would never fall asleep while it driving, right? I think, and I haven't tested that feature, but again, if it judges to the right or judges to the left, I will not be okay with that. So, which one do I like? Okay, I like hybrid. I do not like all electric. I have tried all electric. I've tried some very expensive cars. I've tried a BMW that was all electric on a racetrack, and I was not having it. I feel they're heavy, by the way, because the battery underneath the carriage, like on the bottom, is heavy. So they're good for, like, if I think like the Batmobile, I think, okay, it's heavy, it takes corners good, but it's a lot of weight. When it comes to charging, I want something that can charge, and they're not ready for that, which is why I think a lot of people are going to be upset when they find this out. They take anywhere from 40 to 48 minutes to charge, 40 to 43, right? If you can get it down to like under, like as fast as it is to fuel up my vehicle with gas, you got me, all right? And that's like 3-4 minutes tops, right? They're not there yet. You get it? So if anything, I don't go all electric. I go all hybrid. Hybrid, great idea. A lot of people are saving money, especially with the hike when it was $8. Hybrid vehicles were the ones that go, okay, but back to electricity. Right now, even electricity is so high. If you look at your bill, when you pay it every month, they're charging an arm and a leg right now. So is it kind of in a way, and a lot of theorists always did this, they go, yeah, it might be good now, but is it good long term? I say it is if you have solar, because it's endless energy from the sun. If your original expense is not that high. But again, you can only do so much when it comes to like how much you make a day, a month, a year. When you do that estimate, you go, okay, does it pay for itself? And does it beat energy from the grid? Which we just don't have enough supply, which is why back to Flex Alert, that's what, at least here in California, we know we, in certain areas, have to deal with that, right? Or they tell you conserve energy. Well, if you have everybody all of a sudden, you get the problem. If everybody's doing an electric vehicle all of a sudden, the energy's got to come from somewhere. So does it come from the grid or does it come from solar? I would say even solar doesn't generate that much. But if everybody offsets it by having solar on their home, that's why he has done certain initiatives. And even I think federally they're doing certain initiatives when it comes to like 30% credit now. They did away with it for a while, but they're saying, look, we don't have enough to go around. If you get solar, let's say it costs like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, right? I've seen ones as much as $80,000, right? Because the home is huge, right? And you need to generate a lot. And then they have ones that look like roof panels, if that makes sense. Like they look like shingles. But I've seen a lot of those lately.
I think Tesla makes those, don't they?
They started, yes, and they made one that I go, oh, they're going to revolutionize, and then they let it go. I'm like, why would you let it go? They need to reinvest that energy and put that back because they were really cool looking. And it makes it like, I want that. But what they're doing, especially China, they are improving the cells to absorb more energy and be more efficient, but they're expensive, right? When those come down and they offset, it's about manufacturing. You got to manufacture those. So I think Mexico needs to get in on that. And areas like even India needs to get ahead of that because they have, and I hate to say it, but they have cheap labor for a reason, right? So that's why we get all our products from China. They have cheap labor. But if you're going to make use of the time that you're doing it, move some of the manufacturing facilities to Mexico and, India. Because if China goes to war, we're not going to do any trading with China for the next few years. So because of the whole, invasion thing that they want to do. So there's going to, I guess my point is this, and I talk about it in my book, and in that I say, look, do business with Mexico because Mexico has a lot of business there that we don't think about. And they're our neighbors. They're easy to get a truck across, right? To ship and or do things. Why do we go through air, land, and sea when we're next door neighbors to Canada and Mexico? Does that make sense? We might as well help each other out. We're on the same continent, right? When there's an earthquake, it affects us all, whether it's southern or northern of the North American continent. But South or Southern America also has a lot of production that, again, you just streamline that all the way from north to south, put those on, I don't know, maybe a carpool lane for okay, I'll give you an example. You asked me which vehicle. I will say Hyundai and Kia are really beating the electrical circuit. They have trucks in Australia. This is Honda, by the way, that has like white trucks that are self-driving trucks, and then some that are actually hydro. So I know a lot of people are like, what? They're going to put me out of business. But I say this, they actually add business because if you know how to repair them, you're going to be like forever, right? Ahead of it. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be, what kind of vehicle would you invest in?
I would invest in. There's this new company. I talked to you about it a few months ago. It was called Aptera, Aptera.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it's a electric vehicle company that has solar panels built into the roof and the hatch of the vehicle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a nice looking vehicle.
Right? It looks really cool, spacey, and it uses like 3D printing technology, and it's made out of like carbon, glass, and Kevlar fibers. So it looks like an interesting vehicle to me. I'm hoping that it will become like major because it'd be kind of cool to look at it drive around in like a three-wheeled vehicle.
Well, I'm seeing this, and I kind of agree with you. It's one of these vehicles. It's I think they have. It's a modified vehicle. It's not a typical vehicle, right?
Your typical vehicle, it has three wheels. It is not for a family at all. It is for like one or two passengers.
Yeah, it reminds me of those. I don't know how to describe it, but you said a three-wheel vehicle, right? It's a three-wheel vehicle. Here are the here's a picture of I think the Founders, but it's an interesting, nice, streamlined vehicle, which is definitely like a future vehicle, right? And I didn't know about that. It has solar, so I wonder like how far you can go on solar with this, because I think. Go ahead.
So it's to be able to do at least like 40 miles, just naturally a day, through the sun. Just make sure your panels are clean. But the battery is supposed to be able to go up to 1,000 miles on a single charge, depending on the model that you get.
Okay.
So it has a lot of hype to it. And you know what? I don't need to be going like 80, 90, 100 miles per hour. So I don't know.
Well,
I don't know if it's like speed.
I think it looks nice at night, right? Like you look at that and you see like a woman in the passenger seat. Oh, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of that vehicle which is in a few movies with Spielberg, with a little boy. What was that called?
Oh, yeah. AI?
AI. Yeah, that's the one. That's what it reminds me of. So, I think you're right. Like around town, it works. I don't know that I would take it on the highway though. I'm not gonna lie. Like streets, yes, but it looks a little light. Like if it were hit, I think it would go flying. It's more aerodynamic than anything. If you know what I mean. It looks like it should belong in the air. Not gonna lie.
Okay, let's see. Inspired by fighter jets and race car, Aptera protects you and your loved ones with a safety cell that is much stronger than steel. So they're going through testing and stuff like that. There's a reason why it was given three wheels, is to like limit the amount of friction that it receives on the tires and stuff. So, it would be less likely to roll over.
I don't trust three-wheel vehicles, and the only reason I don't, sorry, I just don't. I've driven a lot of these vehicles, and the reason I don't trust three, and remember, the two are in the front and one in behind, okay? If you get jetted like a police officer does with like, vehicles, it goes up and about because it's not based with all four, right? Now, if you're a thief, you're not going to want to get away in this because you can easily be like hit, right? And then like go flying. You'll go flying one way or the other in this. It's aerodynamic and it'll go in the air faster and quicker. It'll probably, even though it's like heavy, and I get what you're saying with that, it still can do a lot of damage with the glass. Unless it's bulletproof glass, Jess. I don't trust it.
No, it's standard, window glass, the kind like regular cars and stuff.
Yeah, I don't. I will say this. I saw a bubble thing. I gotta send it to you. I don't know if you saw this, but people, when they fall, it's a new like technology. And I thought of that movie. Do you remember with Sandra Bullock and Stallone, where they get in a car accident and then it like styrofoam on the inside? Do you remember that?
Styrofoam. Oh yes, it filled with foam and then it like hardened and stuff. Yeah, that was a cool feature.
Yeah, and then they got out, right? So
I like the theory about it, but I don't like the fact that it would be everywhere.
Yeah, but I think as like a last thing to save your life, I think it's actually okay. Did you remember Free Guy when he jumped off and then he had like, this bubble suit, like whoop, that kind of came out of nowhere? They have an invention like that for people that are elderly, Jess.
Really? Okay, I need to buy some for my mom because she always just be falling for no reason.
Yeah, my mom too. My mom too. So I showed my mom because I saw it on Instagram, I think, and I was like, I think I took a picture. I don't know. I'm gonna have to research it. People are like, wait, what? And it senses when you start falling backwards, and it helps your head too. So it's like one of those, like, think an airbag but for your body. So it's this thing that automatically, like, okay, you know when you're like lost at sea and you pull the strap and it goes like a huge, like, what do they call those things? It's yellow, raft, right? It's like a raft for your body, and it comes up and out. It protects your head, and it's spongy, meaning like it's got air, so you don't hurt yourself. You know what I'm talking about, Jess?
I'm looking at pictures right now. They go for like 800 to 1,000. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it. For people who are accident prone, you know who they are. They will fall.
Is it that much? No, this one wasn't that much, I think. I got to do research.
Oh, this is just the one that I'm looking at. It kind of looks like a down jacket, but yeah, this one's for sale on Amazon, but without CO2 cylinder.
That's a lot of money. I don't want that much money.
I want you safe, but I'm not willing to spend that much money.
Yeah, I got to do research, but I thought it was amazing. They didn't, you know what? Now I think about it, they just showed the video. They didn't show the link on to buy it. So anyway. That's how, and the fact that that's how, I think they should apply that to vehicles like this. I think it should have like this, whoop, right, all around you.
I've seen it before, like for motorcyclists.
Yeah.
They have it in the helmet. Like if it senses like a rapid speed or decline or something, it'll envelop their head and part of their body or something like that. It was really cool.
Yeah, I think it's worth it to save a life, right? If it saves your life or your wife's life or your lady's life, or your baby's life, even better. Like, I think they should do it. Ooh, they should do it for, like, those chairs, right? Where those kids, like, those, what do they call them? Backseat driver things. What do they call them? You know, when they put the kids in. You got to strap them in, but I haven't used one in a while.
Child?
Huh?
You talk about those child seats?
Yeah, child seat. There you go. Sorry, I kind of lost the name of it. I know he's like, does Chelsea, duh. You know what? Whatever. I'm telling you the invention. There it is. All right, people, we got to take a quick break. We got more right after these messages. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning is distinctively suited for your travel time out of the car. Off the road, you'll find a courteous, welcoming staff in spacious rooms with desks, flat-screen HD TVs, and comfortable furnishings. Enjoy the complimentary breakfast buffet, high-speed internet, and fitness center and pool. The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning, conveniently located off the I-10 near golf, gaming, and entertainment. For reservations and information, call 951-572-5500. 551-572-5500 or go online at hiebanning.com.
You're running out of letterhead. What do? Lithopass Printing. You need business cards. Now what? Lithopass Printing. Invitations to a wedding? Lithopass Printing and Banning is the answer. Lithopass Printing can provide banners, signs, and blueprints. Think of Lithopass Printing and Banning for quality graduation, birthday party, and baby shower invitations. Lithopass Printing also provides lamination, faxing, and photo prints. If you need it inked, make it Lithopass Printing. Lithopass Printing and Banning.
KMET 1490 AM presents University of Redlands football. This Saturday, September 24th at 7 p.m., the Bulldogs host Claremont College, live from Ted Renner Stadium in Redlands. I'm Mitch McClellan. Join Brett Malik and me as the Bulldogs meet the Stags. University of Redlands football broadcasts are brought to you by Gallagher's Finishing Touch Engraving, Redlands Hot Sauce, the Gourmet Pizza Shop in historic downtown Redlands, Hatfield Buick GMC, Mattress Brothers, Pericone Juices, The Wolf Tax Service, Savarino's Italian Deli and Market, Professional Payroll Solutions, and the Bulldog Bench. That's University of Redlands football action this Saturday night at 6:45 for the pregame show, followed by kickoff at 7 o'clock. Live from Redlands on your home for Bulldog football, KMET 1490 AM.
Your health truly is the greatest gift. At U-Theory, quality of life is at the heart of every product we make. From farm to shelf, we travel the world to source the purest, most efficacious, and clinically studied ingredients to create science-backed supplements that support beauty, emotional, digestive, and physical well-being. All U-Theory products are manufactured at our Southern California facility, ensuring the highest quality standards every step of the way. As a family-owned company, we celebrate the power of human potential with a mission to inspire wellness in all. Try U-Theory Immune Plus Daily Wellness. 100% daily values of vitamin C, D3, and zinc. Go beyond the you of today and catch the you of tomorrow. U-Theory.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. Jess, I found them, and it's anywhere from $600 to $1,000, which I think is not bad, but you got to sell it right, Jess, because I can tell you right now, my mom was not happy about that. But I will say this: if you tell them it's like a utility belt, Jess, I think you can actually like look at that. It's like a utility belt.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want that just for fun.
You just want to.
I'll be like, come on, push me down. I dare you. I dare you.
You're like, I'm gonna test this thing, man. Now I will say the after result might be a thing that some might say, you know what? If it protects me from the heat, even better. So that's the second thing. But they have a jacket that you can wear. But I think, if anything, it's good for, again, anyone who is prone to, falling down. There's a couple of ones that make it. I saw a report, and if you want to Google it for yourself, because, we don't know how they... I just saw it all of a sudden. They were referred to as a wearable airbag. Okay, or airbag jackets. I like that, to be honest. And they use a gyroscope. So the technology is very interesting. It says, when the elderly fall over, it's serious. Hips are particularly vulnerable. Around the world, hundreds of thousands of people break these bones every year. It's true. I've had my mom get on go ahead, say what you want to say, Jess.
No, the stupid in me wants to have one where I can pull it and then have two people run into each other. Yeah, that's the dumb guy in me.
No, but you know what? That should work.
It should it? I don't know, because let's just say when I was younger, me and my brothers, we used to joust on our bikes. So, yeah.
That's the way to have fun and not get hurt, right? I forget what they call those. But that, along with this, I think is cool with the belt. I think if you say, look, Ma, it's a utility belt for your future. It says here, developed in the Netherlands, the Walk personal airbag. There's a couple of companies that do this, including in China. Is meant to offer protection containing an accelerometer and a gyroscope. It senses when someone falls and inflates quickly to offer a cushion. It's a lot like the ones in cars, except the elderly wear it like a belt. Oh, I like it, Jess. It says our launch customers are people in nursing homes. That makes sense. It says ideally they would wear it from the moment they get up in the morning to the moment they go to bed at night. Oh, this is good because you don't have to worry about them, right? And they like to be mobile. You're like, Ma, be careful. Maybe don't you can't help them all the time, right? Because they want to be independent. Then they get mad when you try to help them, right? I can walk. No, you can't.
Yeah, this would be good for people who have difficulties walking. If they have bone issues or something like that, and they get injured when they fall. Yeah. So this would be a great addition for them.
Yeah, well, I like the people that actually made it. Filippo van Hollenberg Hubar, one of the founders of the Walk Company, WOLK. All right, it said it started out as a joke. That's what they're saying, to celebrate the December holiday of Sinterklaas. It's a Dutch tradition, so they're Dutch. Have a tradition of making funny things for each other. Van Hollenberg Hubar's colleague Hans Schroeder made a dummy hip guard for his mother using an inflatable swimming aid. Okay, like one of those little duck things, right? It says she liked it so much she took it to her care home, and Schroeder realized there might be a market. He contacted Van Hollenberg Hubar and the two started working together on an actual product. Now, in the Netherlands, 1 in 3 elderly people fall each year, about 1 million people in all. They're targeting a group of what they call people that need help in care homes, which is about 300,000. That's in their own area. Around the world, that's huge, Jess. I think if they make it like 300 to 400 bucks, people will buy it, especially if they have a utility belt. Like put a Batman insignia and say, "Ma, you're now Batwoman." Because if you get hurt or someone punches you, forget it. You go, you know, right? What do you think, Jess?
I have one question about this. Is it refillable or is it a one-time use type of thing?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's because you got to tuck it back in and then like a parachute, right? Is that what you're thinking?
Well, I don't know. Like, does he use it like pressurized gas or something like that to inflate it? I'm just curious. Like, because this way, once it inflates, can you just like pack it up and then fill it back up again?
I think they're still working on it. They've been working on it since 2016, but with TikTok and with like some of these things that just kind of come out all of a sudden, I think people are like, wait a minute, I want that because I think we're ready for it because a lot of people are falling down. My mom fell down a few times, like, Ma, like right in the middle of the night. Right, like go into the bathroom, and I'm like, Ma, like what happened? Why do you have a bruise right here? And I said, Mom, look at that bruise. And she's like, No, I don't. And then she goes, Oh, I guess I do. And I go, Do you remember falling? She goes, No. I think she bumped into something. And lately, she's, you know, so I like a couple of times I had to wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm like, because I take care of her, and you know, we take care of each other. And I was like, okay, what do we do to keep you, you know, not falling, right? And I'm like, be careful, those slippers, maybe you need to feel the weight underneath you to be like, you know, safe. But yeah, so there are other people developing now. Look at this one. Chinese company designs airbag jackets to protect the elderly from falls. I think that's good. You know, it's yeah, and they're testing all sorts. And I like it when they protect the head, but they protect the body too, actually. But they look a little like, They look a little not as good, not gonna lie. But I think they're testing it. I like the one that comes with a helmet, though.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm just thinking about like you have the belt around you. I'm thinking like each use would be like one single CO2 cartridge to puff it up.
Yeah, this company is called Yidai Bao Intelligent Technology Company Limited. So, I'll look them up really quick. And they're in China. It says top safety wearables for seniors and the disabled. I will say for the disabled, like those with polio or other things, this is really a thing you want for your kid. Because, you know, you don't want them like hurting themselves. So I think there's a huge biz. I think they need to, what is this? They have an artificial tail? Oh, Jess, you would like this. I'm going to send this to you.
Artificial tail. I have so many questions and
I know you do.
like I would love a tail. Like if it's prehensile and I can just like pick up a can of soda with it, I'd be like, yep.
I'd bring it up, but it's going to slow down my computer. I really got to figure this out. There's some cool stuff here. I'm going to send this to you, Jess. They have a lot of things for the elderly. They have a mobile fall detection system. That's nice. So it'll alert you. Active protective smart belt. Again, I think it's cool. It helps your hips. But I like the one that helps your body and your head. I like that. It says, according to studies, the number of people older than 64, especially in China, has the amount of people who actually hurt themselves. Because, yeah, they tend to fall. So, I think it's good. And I think if it's reusable, even better. I just don't know how you pack it away. I think it's a one-time thing, but I could be wrong. But again, 300, 400 bucks, if they can make it that, I think more people will buy it, especially when you could demonstrate it. And you're like, okay, it sucks it back in when you're done. You know what I mean? It's ready to go the next time.
Oh my God. I'm literally just thinking like, how can I test this and just have somebody on like a small little cliff and be like, oh, boom.
Man, you are so that person. All right, people, we got to take a huge break. I feel bad for your brother, seriously. We'll see you later, everyone. You need to be a crash test dummy person that does have to crash test dummies. Oh, God. All right, we're still here, people. I just want to say something really quick. I think it's a good idea. I think they need to invest in this. And they need to go next level, not just with elderly, because nobody elderly wants to look like that. All right, I don't know why this is like, pay me, I'll do whatever you want. But no one wants to look like this, right? This is like a life vest jacket, right? The thing I was thinking of, I think, which they have a few of them, is like a utility belt, right? Like this, and then it blows up. One side goes. Let's see. It says, yeah, they both go up to protect your upper half, right? But it detects when you start falling. I don't know about. Again, it's a sudden fall, so the gyroscope is important to help you out. It says, according to the estimation by the National Center for Biotechnology Information, 3% of adults have fatal health complications due to falls or fractures. Yeah, so if it can save you from a bad fall or a bad fracture, I say even better. I imagine people on bikes that had something like this. I think it would be a really good idea, especially if you roll, right? It says most of these accidents can be prevented with devices like wearables and smart homes, which incorporate sensors, actuators, and communication and information technologies. Like you push a button and it you all remember that ad which was like, help, I've fallen and I can't get up? That, right? That sold a lot, right? I know because we used to sell them when it came to security, right? It was a wearable where when you would touch it, they'd say, do you need help? Because there would be a speaker connected to your phone, which would connect to the service, right? And you want it with the phone because that's more reliable. So they say you need a phone line. But that was like two-way communication, especially for security. So if someone breaks in, they can hear through two-way voice, but you're connected to the monitoring service. And I remember selling one to a home where they wanted to take care of their ma, but they knew she was more independent than not. She was like probably in her 70s, and this was like in Pasadena. So she had, she had some money, but she's like, my kids worry about me. I said, yeah, okay, and so we got her taken care of. But that's something that I mean, people go, well, I have a cell phone, but if your phone is not near you and they fall for any length of time, they're going to be hurt. So that's the thing. But they do some pretty cool stuff, including, oddly enough, they have a thing that's a tail. Weird. But yeah, okay. So actually, let me show you this because if it slows down, it's all right now. Let's see, where is my ability to do that? Okay, I think here it is. No, that's not it. Window. Yeah, I think it is property. And I'll go to this. There you go. Yeah, it tends to slow it down. But if you see this, right, you can see it right there. That's kind of cool. I'm like, what does it do? But it says researchers at the university have built a robotic tail dubbed R-Key that can help unsteady older people keep their balance. Who knew? It says the gray 1 meter device mimics tails that cheetahs and other animals use to keep their balance while running and climbing. The tail keeps balance like a pendulum, and it's attached to one's waist with a harness. When one tilts the body one way, the tail moves in the opposite direction. Oh my god. I wonder how heavy it is. This can't be good for people's back. KO's robotic tail uses 4 artificial muscles and compressed air to move in 8 directions. You know what? I think this would be good for people like that enter, like if you think like competition, where they do that. I think that would be smart, right? Like, what am I thinking? When they have those like when they walk on those things, like that's how cats move. When you think about it, that's how they usually don't fall. But if they do fall, they have something to protect them called their ability to always land on their feet, which can be good for their limbs, but whatever. Okay. All right, let's do some shout outs. Judy Munoz tuning in. Thank you. Says good morning all the way from College Place, Washington. That's awesome. Ramona tuning in. Thank you so much. Let's see. She says cheaper than an ambulance, a doctor, or a hospital, and the time that you laid up for that. Yeah, true. Yvonne tuning in. Thank you. Twitter, we appreciate you. Let's see. We got Brenda tuning in. We got Julia tuning in too. Okay, people, we got to take a huge break. We'll see you tomorrow. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living. Live it well. And do get on that about them making it, more affordable and also more cooler for people. Because I guarantee you get it cool. No one's going to be like, I don't want that. I think. I could be wrong. But that's what I'm going to say. So, yeah. because it looks cool. It's a utility belt for you to not hurt yourself. Right? There it is. Get them to make it cheaper, more expensive, never, and always cooler to buy. Bye, everyone.